put your hand. Everything you put your hand over, you said go be a boss. Welcome back, everyone. Hey, this network no go shame us, oh. Right. This network will not shame us.
Thank God.
This network will not shame us, oh. Yeah. So sorry, darling. Welcome back. Let me do what we used to do when I call my people in that your village. We used to say that it's your village network that is disturbing this thing. It's not our own.
Yeah.
Welcome back, girlfriend. Where were we? Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone, for coming right back up. You guys are so amazing. Really. One minute off, and you are all here waiting. Thank you. I appreciate you. Really. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, so let's get on it. You were talking about how you love to help people. Well, if you're just joining us, I'm having a chat with Stella, damascus, actress, businesswoman, model, musician, publisher. Okay, let me stop there.
Yes.
Before we spend the whole time talking about who she is, really, but she's a phenomenal woman, really. You were talking about how you've always wanted to help from your childhood and how you would spend time with Mama, whose name you didn't know, after spending time with her for 7 months, helping out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's supposed to be, this is how we're supposed to be as human beings. I mean, we all have our flaws, we all have our issues, but if there's one thing that we should never is the heart to love, the heart to help, the heart to support one another. That's what this life is all about, So that's what I continued like that, and it's been like that for me since I was a very young girl. So there we are.
At what point was the Adiva seed sown? I mean, you've done movies in Nigeria. I don't want to talk much about your movies because you and I are thespians. So if I start talking about one movie or the other today, we could know come up for here, right? And there are tens of them, both in Nigeria and out there in the US, even in the UK. You've done movies both on stage, you've done plays both on stage and movies that you can go to the cinema and watch. So about Netflix now and pretty much everywhere. But at some point you thought, okay, I want to be a publisher. When was that seed sown?
So when I started at Diva, I wasn't even thinking about publishing. I was just evolving. So I started it in 2009. That's when I decided, from the name to the logo to how it would look to the fact that it would serve people, but predominantly women. So it started as a hair company. It was Adiva Hair World, where I was selling hair. Then I moved to Abuja, and I would bring in hair from America and sell to people and all of that. But then after,
I remember.
I was doing that.
When you have the garage sales just to help, less privileged. My goodness.
Yeah. So when I relocated and moved to America, I was looking to register it here, and I thought to myself, I'm not one to just sell hair. For me, I'm always like, how can I do something that is sustainable, that can evolve, that can grow, that is a legacy that I can leave for my children? Based on it, showed me a lot of things that I didn't know about myself, could do the things that I learned. So I said, okay, I want to do a media company because my kids are into media as well. That's what they do. That's what they're studying. And I decided to create Adiva Networks. So at Diva Networks, we do consulting, we do media, and then my love for books, because I love to read a lot, my love for books, my love for magazine, written pieces of art and everything. So I said, okay, I wanted to go into publishing. So I started learning, I took some courses, I had some mentors and all that. So whilst the consulting part, because we do ghostwriting for people as well, and the media commercials, we film for people, would film their TV shows, their web series and all that. We do all of that. But whilst we were doing, I thought I've always wanted to be an Oprah, sort of, and that dream is still there. So I conquered one when it came to, doing a TV show. So I did a TV show. I did it on YouTube. I did it in different places. I had one in Ghana that was also showing in the UK. And I said, the other thing that Oprah does that I love is a magazine. She has a magazine. So I wanted to have my own magazine. And I said, okay, I'm going to do a Diva magazine. It's for women, by women. Everything you need to know about women, from your health to how to make money, to how to look, to your home and living, to parenting, to everything, And then
Wow.
it was because it is crazy to think that I can just sit down and say, I want to have a magazine, and it will happen. So it took a while. So I started looking for women who I had easy access to. They were not really like, oh, I'm a professional writer, I'm a columnist, I've done this before. Most of the women were just everyday women like you and I, who were, in
Yeah.
particular industries. Like my cousin who's right here, right now, Riri Okoye,
Yeah.
into consulting, into branding, into communications. She does coaching and all of that. I said, okay, Riri, oh yeah, do boss lady for me. Do like a column on boss lady. I called my sister, do parenting.
Wow.
I called another friend of mine who's a CPA, do money matters. I called someone else who I know loves fashion. I said, do the fashion column. I called another friend, do
Wow.
fitness for women. I was just calling up people who, they were just excited to be a part of something, and they just wanted to write about their passion, the things that they've studied, the things that they know every day. And I wanted it to be simple. I wanted it to be easy for women to pick up on the goal, and you will find everything that you need about womanhood in every edition. So it was very weird because
Wow.
it was
Wow.
during the pandemic, on my birthday, April 24th. And on the first edition, the cover was me and the girls. That was the first time that I publicly presented my daughters to the
April
world.
24th. Why does it sound familiar? Is that your birthday?
Yes, now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I decided to show my daughters to the world for the first time, and the three of us were on the cover of the first one.
Yeah.
And down the line,
You
we've
you
had
you
four.
did that. I don't know how you managed to keep them away from media for so long. Even those of us who knew you, I can't remember the first time I saw Isabella's photo ever. You
Yeah,
know.
because the
And
mistake that us make is that because we're in the entertainment industry and we're in the limelight, does not give us the right to expose kids when they're not ready for it. I wanted my children to be grown enough to decide for themselves that they're ready to be out there, that they're ready to be identified with me, and they're ready to take whatever comes. Because the moment you expose any person, any child, any father, mother, sister, just know that there are crazy people out there as well that will come. Some people will love them, some people will come and talk crap. Whoever you expose has to be mature enough to handle such things, because they had social media pages, but they never posted themselves or their faces on it until that day, until that April 24th. And Isabel was 20.
wow.
No, Isabel was 21. She had turned 21. No, she was 20. Isabel was 20
What year was this?
last year, just last year.
Okay.
Isabel was 20 last year.
2010 or 2020.
Yeah, she was 20 in 2020. Angelica was 17. And I decided that, okay, I asked them, we had a conversation, and I said, this is what we want to do. Are you guys ready? Would you want to do this? And they were like, okay, you know what? We're ready. We've been waiting. We've been learning. We've been watching. We've been studying how the social media thing works. We're old enough to handle it. All right, let's do it. And I said,
Wow.
and that they gave me permission to do that. And immediately the magazine was released. They started putting themselves out there, doing their own thing. And we have 4 editions now. In April 24th again, hopefully we will have our 1-year anniversary. And it's been a wonderful journey. It's been a wonderful journey. Yeah. And we're in the
Indeed, you just gone ahead of me, because I was going to ask you that how has your daughters been able to influence you? I know one of them, is it Isabella, is a photographer?
Oh yeah, she's a photographer and a videographer. She does videos, she does commercials, she edits. She's a
Wow.
fantastic editor,
Wow.
a music producer. She produces music,
Wow.
soundtracks, themes, and all of that. She does all of that here. She's amazing. Angelica is more of the front of camera person. She's a model, she's acting and all that, but it will interest you to know that in university, she's actually doing political science and human rights and all that. She is a social justice person, and she is very bold,
Wow.
So, but she's interested in entertainment as well. And Isabel is a visual artist as well. She draws, she paints, and it's just very crazy how I'm just
What?
children involved. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know you could do this. Okay, you can do this. I didn't realize. Yeah. So
Uh,
I'm good.
I didn't plan this, but I need to ask you this, Stella, because it's very important. There are a lot of people who know your story and they have watched you over time and look at you and see how you have evolved. I mean, what is it like? You lost Jaye, I think probably 16 years ago. And those of us who know you know just how fiercely you loved that man, right? And you have had to deal with bringing up two amazing girls. How is that like? How easy or not easy was it for you all these years?
Whew, it wasn't easy, that's for sure, because when you start life and you have a life partner and you guys decide you want to start having kids, the whole idea is both of you decide and discuss how you're gonna, go on your future together, how you would train the children together and everything. And then all of a sudden your future plan and the whole story changes on you and you find yourself alone. So struggling with understanding that you have to assume the role of father and mother is a problem on its own. And then the reality of it, knowing that everything that happens to your children is all dependent on how you handle them. You're responsible for two human beings, whether you like it or not, whether you have money or not, whether you're healthy or not, you are responsible for two of them. So my life
Yeah.
changed, big changes in my life, but that, you know, when they say this thing about God cannot give you more than you can handle, some of us think, no, this one is too much, I can't handle it. But you'll be shocked that He has equipped
Mm,
you. He always puts something that will support whatever it is that you will go through. So He gave me
yeah.
amazing daughters. He gave me amazing daughters that didn't give me stress because He knew that I was going to go through
Mm,
change in my life, a heartbreaking situation. He gave me the kind of daughters that, even as young as they were, I don't know how the Holy Spirit did it, they became like my support system. They became my
mm,
friends. Gave me someone who is family to me, Rume. And she was like
mm,
the person that kept bringing them together. She was their best friend, and she was with me. She's been with me for
mm.
years. My daughters have evolved and they have helped me more than people can ever imagine. They're my best friends now. So whenever
Wow.
I'm off or I'm down, they're like, Mommy, you know what, we've been through worse, don't worry, God will take care of us, we'll be fine. They have become prayer warriors. They pray for me because sometimes I'm like, this is too much.
Wow.
And they're there. They just walk into my room. You have not come out since. I know you. Something is wrong. I'm like, no, I'm fine. They're like, no. Okay, come. Then my daughter will ask me, do you want a hug? Do you want a hug? Then they make me laugh. And I'm like, God, I'm grateful. If this is the only thing that I will hold on to and say, this is my blessing for life, I'm good. I'm
Wow.
good. Yeah.
That's, oh my goodness, that's amazing. That's really amazing because at the end of the day, that is the joy of motherhood. I'm so happy for you, Stella. Really, I am. If you look at the comment chats right now, you see all kinds of messages dropping in. Amen to your prayers. You have amazing daughter, Stella.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I'm going to beg you for something. Everyone watching now, you know how Instagram life is. By the time we're done, all those comments, we will not find them. So we will share the video. Please feel free to go and post your comments there. Stella will be online as well to see them and may respond to some of them if it needs a response. So please do follow and then put your comments there. Stella, before we go, you do this Ask Stella thing
Yeah.
on Instagram, and I watch it. I don't catch it live. We have the time
Yeah.
difference thing, but I always would take time to go and watch it later. Thank God for IG Live, And when I put up this particular post, I got a question. Now I said, I didn't say we're going to do Ask Stella, but that question sounded very much like what I would hear on Ask Stella, right? I'm going to ask you that question shortly. But before I do that, let me ask you, I've seen you uh, give advice about almost anything,
Mm,
literally,
mm.
relationship, business, family, all kinds of stuff. What is your strong point when it comes to counseling? Yes, I do know you counsel.
Yeah.
What is your strong point? What is your core when it comes to counseling?
Mostly relationships. And relationships is not just man and woman relationship. Like I always say, relationships could be in business, it could be in
Yes.
parenting. So that's why sometimes people find me talking about different things. But as long because whatever it is that we do on earth, it's a relational relationship with everybody on earth. Our connection
Mm.
are relationship based. But more people want to talk about man and woman relationships. So people find me doing that because I'm actually certified in that. I actually studied a course on relationship counseling and all that. So
Wow.
yeah,
Please, I have to read book.
my what I go do? My person not go old for corner.
Oh my God.
So that coupled with my own experiences, because I was talking to someone one day and which even triggered my counseling and was supposed to fill a form. And in the form they had take single, married, divorced, engaged, this, that, all the aspects of relationship. And I said, if I still let me tick this form now, we tick everything here because I've been through every every single thing, right down to widow, this, that I have been through each and every one of them. I have something to say about each phase of relationship. So that has equipped me to because when I was going through all the things that I went through, it was hell. And I said, what is this? Why is God allowing this to happen to me? I would just do my own drama go follow me. But it was later that I began to see that God allowed these things to happen because of my love for people and how I want to help people. He allowed it to happen to me so that I'm not doing textbook talk alone. I'm talking based on experience, based on how people are able to
Right, right,
right?
right.
Tell people if I could go through all of this and I'm still standing, I'm still like this, you can. So it's the experiences that give me a reason to say, you know what, I know exactly what this person is going through. I know exactly the stage you are at, because everything comes to different stages. Because I know what stage you're at, this way you're handling it won't help you because I've tried it. And because I've tried it, I know
Wow.
help you not to make the same mistakes that I made. Because I made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of,
Mm.
choices that were totally wrong. And I learned the hard way. But the thing is, I learned. And that's the thing in help
Yes.
what you have gone through and you've learned from. Make sure that others that look up to you don't have to go through the same thing. So
Wow, exactly, exactly. Otherwise, you would have gone through it in vain.
yeah.
I'm going to do this. Let me, there's a couple of questions dropping in on the chat. And because you may not see some of the, you will not see most of all of them when we post this video. I'm going to try and pick one or two, but I've begged guys, try to repost these questions after we are done. This one is from Nonye Okoro. It says, good day, ma'am. I'm very grateful and privileged to be here. Please, I would like to know how you've been able to handle relationship pressure from the opposite sex in terms of dating and sex. Thank you very much. Okay. Relationship pressure, that how have you been able to manage that? You just said that you have been through, and we know this, okay? Being widowed at such a young age. Such a young age. And
Yeah.
even now, somebody will look at you and be like, how can she be the mother of a 20-year-old? Is she over 40? How is it
Mm.
even possible? You look like you're 30. So it's not nobody, you don't need a soothsayer to tell you that the pressure from men is a constant,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So this question is definitely very important. He wants to know, how do you handle that?
Well,
Dating, sex,
I, I, always,
and relationship in general.
I always say nobody can force you to date them. Nobody can, unless you are raped, nobody can force you to have sex. And because technology has made it so easy for people to bombard you with messages or slide into your DM or look for ways to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
It is, you cannot control how people feel or what they want, but you can control how you respond. If you don't want to be pressured into something, delete the message,
Mm.
block the person, or don't respond at all. Don't think about it. Don't respond. It's your device. It's your phone. They can't knock on your door and be carrying gun and say, hey, come and date me. No. They can only reach you through a device that you control. So control your device. If you don't want that kind of pressure, if you don't want that kind of relationship, tell the person straight up, I'm not interested. I'm sorry. If they don't listen and they keep bugging, you block them. It's as simple as that. Because some people say, oh, the pressure was too much, so I succumb. And I say, no, we succumb to pressure because we choose to. We have a choice in
Mm.
everything. always a choice. Some of us have made mistakes. We succumb to unnecessary pressure. I've made that mistake before.
Right.
The world was telling me, Stella, you've been a widow for too long. You have 2 children. You're a celebrity, but you're controversial. It will be hard to find a young man who's single, who's never been married, to actually want to marry you. You have to marry an older man. You have to marry and become a celebrity. I said, no, I won't do it. Oh, no. And so the first single guy that I met that proposed to me, without even getting to know another side of him, I said yes, because I succumbed to pressure. That was a wrong choice, but I made the choice. And I married the person. Less than marriage was over. Why? It was built on the wrong foundation. I didn't marry because I wanted to marry, or I was ready, I was truly, I married because of pressure. And I thought that marrying that person would solve everything and have people leave me alone. But it didn't work. In fact, it made things worse. So I keep insisting, you succumb to pressure based on choice. Nobody can put a gun to your head or hold your neck and say, agree or die. No. So if you don't want it, you don't want it. Let it go. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's so powerful. So no matter the pressure, decide within you, what do you want? At the end of the day, if you hop in, you may just be hopping out, just the way you hopped in. Thank you so much for that, Stella. Thank you. And yes, Okoye is saying thank you very much. Now, to the question that I said they sent online, I've been to ask you one question before I ask that one, because I wanted to make it like the last question. You have played so many roles. I don't know, wonderful girlfriend, great mom, a mother-in-law, the witch, this, that, all kinds of role, widow, sexy mama, everything. There's this one that is like a Cinderella story where you were the bitchy stepmother.
Oh my
Have
God.
you played any role that people were unable to separate Stella from? Like they saw you in real life and reacted to you like you were that character?
Yes.
And which one?
This Fechi, I think it was Submission. I was Patience Ozokwa's daughter, and the woman
Whoa.
horrible in that film, and she was a mother that gave me bad advice, and I was just a mess, a village mess. That one really got people talking and calling me Fechi, and it was so strong because it was something different. Azuka, sorry, you're right, Azuka. It was something different, and I didn't believe that I could pull it off. But when I finished that, especially in the market, Azuka, don't listen to your mother. And I would go to the market, and when I find Igbo traders, they would actually give me things and give me reduced price because they wanted to engage me in conversation about that role, Azuka. And I really liked it because it just made me realize how impactful what we do on TV can be on people's lives. Some people don't care that it's filmmaking. They just see you and they see the role and they want to talk about it and they start asking you, so how's your mother? And it was fun.
Yeah.
Another role that for me was Widow. People were like,
Yeah,
oh my
that was
God,
so emotionally soaked.
and when I shot it, my late husband was still alive, but it wasn't released
Yes.
after
I
ways.
asked you when we had that interview at Hard FM, when Widow was to
Yeah.
premiere. A lot of people assumed that this was Stella's
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
And it was
It
important
was.
we asked the question and got it out of the way. Does this story have anything to do with Stella? It was that intense.
It didn't at all. It was a true life story for somebody else. The woman lives in the UK. It wasn't my true life story, but my own story now
Absolutely
played
not.
out, and it now seemed like, oh, this is what Stella's story was. It wasn't my story, but that movie, it was as if it was preparing me for something that I didn't realize was going to happen to me. It was a shock when I lost my own husband, and I'm like, oh, would you look at that? Wow. So this is because when I read the story, honestly, I was like, this is not possible. It's too much. Will people believe this? How can all of this happen
Yeah.
to a woman that just lost her husband? Because I didn't understand widowhood practices in Africa at that time. I didn't know how bad it was. I just heard a few stories here and there. And when I was doing the movie, I was
Yeah.
scared. I'm like, is this believable? Won't people say we're overdoing it? But they say it's her story, so tell her story the way she wants it to be told. Not knowing that I was going to lose my own husband and I would see firsthand how it can be. The only God that saved me was that because I was, a celebrity, entertainer, whatever names they call me, There are some things that they couldn't do to me because I can be stubborn like that. But was it there in front of me? Were people putting it in my face? You have to do this. You have to release this. You have to become this. You have to wear black for 1 year. You have to do this. Did they try to do it? Yes, they did. All those things that we see, they do happen. But that role, people connected with it so much all over the world. Even anytime I traveled, people connected with it so much that I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. Yeah. So those roles, definitely.
Amazing, 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 amazing. Now, when you look at the Nollywood industry now, you have acted not only in Nigeria, you have acted abroad. I remember your Excuse My Africa story.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Excuse My African story. The fact that when you started acting, and tell us about that. Tell us about that.
It was a story that it was Rume that actually wrote the main body of the story, because we were talking about how to make something funny. A filmmaker from Nigeria actually came to America and said he wanted to make a film, and he wanted us to make it for him and produce it and write it and all of that. So we're throwing ideas around, and Rume started writing the story. And the name of that film, Excuse My African, is actually the name of my podcast. And we decided to use that, to say, hey, what would it be like for an African person who's in the diaspora, who has an Igbo accent? How would it be to actually navigate through, relationships, the white man and stuff like that. So we wrote a very wonderful movie. Still not out yet. The script was nice. I had fun filming it. It was a different thing for me altogether, because I've not really done comedy, through my career for people to see. And of course, as usual, I'm always like, oh my God, is it going to be good? I'm always hard on myself, like not knowing. But the people that have seen it so far, they're like, oh my gosh, they're like, I can't wait for
that's how you get better. The fact that you're never satisfied.
Yeah. So, I mean, people who've seen it have said, the world has to see this. This is good. This is funny. This is nice. I know it was a different ball game altogether. We had majority white crew, and we were giving them Niger food, and the experience, because we wanted them to feel what we were doing, So it was a great experience. Yeah.
Wow. Somebody said, I can't get his name now. I think his comment has jumped up, but he said, I watched Submission up to 100 times. He watched that movie up to 100 times. That's how much he loved it. That was from Anna, right? Yes, the money is from Anna. And Christabel says, you are so multi-talented. Clatterjol says, I watched Submission 10 million times. Come on, guys, you're exaggerating now. But we get it. You watched it so much. Okay, Stella, we will try and conclude. I knew I'm going to have this challenge when we do have this conversation, how to end it. Because each time we speak, memories just, facts, and then we start all over again. Now, going on to the question I said somebody sent me. So she sends this message and says she's sending a message on behalf of someone. She said this lady is the pastor's wife, and the pastor's wife says that the husband is cheating on her, and she knows, but she doesn't know how to handle it because she does not want to bring the church to disgrace. That what should she do? I said, okay, we'll have a Ask Stella segment during this interview. So what would you say to a woman like that, Stella?
Okay, there are various questions that I would need to ask before I can answer that question categorically, because one, what we have to remember is that the fact that a man is a pastor doesn't make him above being a normal human being. He's a man. He has a calling to preach, but does not mean that he's there's no saint, there's no perfect person. Another question I'll ask is he a womanizer, or did he fall into temptation with this person just once? That's another question. Keep telling people that they're an adulterer and somebody who committed adultery. Somebody can fall into you don't kill them for it. You don't crucify them for it. But when they start doing it over and over again, and this thing becomes a pattern, and they do it without respect, without regard, that, look, I'm a pastor of a church, I shepherd people, and I have a wife, I have a family. If that person does it repeatedly, this is not a matter of the church or what will people say, I'd rather have somebody be honest and say, this is happening and it has to stop. Because if we are shared by example, when we make a mistake, we correct. Do you understand? So if it's a recurring thing and he's a chronic womanizer, you have to call him out. You have to have that conversation. Don't call him out first publicly. Call him out face to face. Have that conversation with him. And you know the man better than I do. Is the marriage worth saving? Does he respect you? Does he love you? Does he value you? Was this a mistake or has he been doing it? And does he do it carelessly? These are things, because a lot of men cheat. Let's be honest. Women cheat too, before the men will come and say it's not only men that cheat. People cheat. But does the person do it over and over again? Is it worth losing your whole marriage, your whole congregation, the whole life you've built together? If it was a mistake, that was a one-time thing, consider it. Talk to him. Ask him that, look, I know you're a pastor, but you need help. For you to have fallen into this temptation, it means something is wrong. So if there's something wrong with me, or I did something, or you think it's something I did that pushed you, or you were just tempted on your own and you couldn't control yourself, we ask God for mercy. But every pastor mentor. So you need help. As long as he's accountable, he needs help. But is it worth losing your whole marriage over a one-time mistake? No. But if it's not a one-time mistake and it's continuous, then you have to pause and decide what you want to do. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I think that is just straight to the point. So there you have it. You also have to think deep and think of how you want to relate to this, because at the end of the day, you are the one wearing the shoes. You know where it pinches and you know what you want out of your relationship. So good luck. Thank you for sending in the question anonymously. I hope Stella has been able to help you. I think she has. Now, Stella, this is March. And March, of course, is Women's Month. And this year, of course, you've seen the theme. It's about leadership, equality, and then mentorship rubbed in there, talking about COVID-19. I mean, some people came out of COVID-19 really strong. You have a Diva magazine in a year when people were talking pandemic. Of course, it didn't start overnight. You worked on it and you still did good with that. Now, let's talk about the place of mentorship in the media industry. I mean, you have been able to build a brand despite all the challenges that life has thrown at you. Do you think that we have good mentorship mechanism in place in the entertainment industry in Nigeria? Are the younger ones getting the kind of support that they need?
The thing is, the first time that I talked about this, I got into trouble and I loved it. I love this kind of trouble. Because I keep saying that you can't force people and say, I want to mentor you. Somebody has to ask you and know that, okay, you've done this before. You've had I would like to learn from you. I would like your help, your input in this. It's only a wicked person that would turn you away and say, no, I don't want to. Because they're not asking you for money. They're asking you for advice. Advise me, help me, guide me. So any right-thinking person will want to help. But I find that a lot of people, especially in this generation, they don't see the need for mentorship. It's not a culture it's not something that we teach our children that it's important to have mentors. I keep saying it's important to have mentors. It's important to be accountable to people. I am accountable to a lot of people. I have a lot of mentors. I have a lot of guides. I have a lot of spiritual guides as well. I have people in business who I look up to. I have a CPA friend who advises me and teaches me about taxes, about, when you're filing, the kind of things to register and not to register. I have people who are helping me. When people see me do all these things, they think, oh man, Stella is just, it's not just me. There are a team of people that I go to every day. Okay, how do I do this? And there's no shame in it. But it seems as if this generation, there's this thing of, I bet if I go and ask someone, they will now think I'm not smart, or I can't really be the one calling somebody to say, oh, how do I do this? There's this sense of entitlement that people have, that I don't have to ask you before you help me do something. Like, people come to me every day, oh, I want to act. And I'm like, okay, this is what I do for people. This is what I can help you do. Before you get into acting, you need training. Are you willing to be trained? The moment you bring up training, they switch it up. They don't want to go through that. They're like, I need you to introduce me to somebody. I just need you to introduce, because nobody knows me in the industry. I'm like, I cannot introduce you to anybody when I don't know that you can do the job. It's my credibility on the line. Come and learn. I have a platform there. I'm not even pay right now, but just come and learn, and that's it. They don't come back. But everybody wants to be a star. Everybody wants to be in entertainment, but nobody wants to learn.
Wow.
Nobody wants to ask for help. Nobody wants a mentor. Nobody wants to read. 2 of my mentors, I've never met them. They are my mentors from afar because I follow their work. I read their books. I watch their videos online. I follow them back to back. Like this guy called Jay Shetty. Everything he's doing, his podcast, I'm listening, I'm learning. To me, that's a mentor.
Wow.
You know, so if people can just decide, this is what I want to do, this is my career, and I want to be good at it. I didn't know anything about publishing a magazine. Now I'm publishing magazines and people are looking at me like I need help with it. I'm starting to publish books now. I've gone into publishing books. We're writing for people, editing, designing, everything.
Wow.
I didn't know anything.
Wow.
I had to learn from people who have been doing it. And here we are. So if you want to be successful in what you do, ask those who've been there. Find a mentor and be accountable. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Stella. That means you're literally giving the advice that there is to give to those who are upcoming in the industry, especially for the ladies, right?
Yeah.
It's not about introducing you to someone. Can you even sustain that relationship? The first rule, if you mess up, that's it. And how often can you actually knock on somebody's door and say, hey, last lot of mass when bros, I beg, help me with this person. When you mess up the first time, she comes the second time, you have already spoiled matter, you know. So you have to be double sure the person is worth the wahala before you even push their name forward, and that is so key. You spoke about not meeting your mentors. Some of them you find them online, you've known them, and so you can study them, study what they do, and then decide to, you know, just copy and grow with them, and that's amazing, Stella. One thing I came off COVID-19 with is this book. Okay, I'm sure you've seen it online. Yeah, thanks so much, sis. So I'm gonna have you give out a copy of the book, and it doesn't really matter where the winner is, but I'm going to have to crave your indulgence. If the person is in the US, you will help me do the order because it's on Amazon, and then you and I can sort ourselves out, you know, in the background. But if the person is in Nigeria, of course, they can connect with me and then we can do the delivery. So you're going to pick someone to get a copy of this book. I don't know how you want to do it. I'm not going to help you with it. Just give me a name. That's all. From someone that's on our timeline now.
She's really there. Hope Ogbonna, she's in Nigeria. She's here right now. Hope, I'm nominating you to
Hope Ogbonna.
Yeah. Hope, come and write something.
Okay.
Right. I'm still here. That's her.
Okay.
Hope.Ogbonna.
So Hope Ogbonna, congratulations. You get a copy of my book, Queen Rita, From the Rough Edges to Becoming the Queen, okay? Yes. So Mr. Christiana says me. Should we do another one, Stella?
Okay, let's do another one. The reason I chose Hope is because she's one of those people that I mentor from afar. And I need her to...
Great. Then it makes sense. It makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So who is going to be the second person?
Right, Nelson Joshua. Is it Nelson Joshua? Because I know I've been mentoring him from afar too. Isn't Nelson
Joshua? Congratulations to you, Hope Ogbonna and Nelson Joshua. Okay. What you have to do, Nelson Joshua and Hope Ogbonna, is inbox me your details, mailing address, and then your books can be sent to you. But if you are not in Nigeria, we're going to see how we can hook you up and get Amazon to deliver a copy of the book to you. Yes, it is on Amazon. You can get your copy from anywhere in the world. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Stella, before we go, final notes. There's so many people that look up to you. So many, as you can see from the chat so far, from the things you do online, so many people, and you inspire so many people. So I'm going to give you a minute to give that word of encouragement and just to inspire those who are watching right now.
Okay. Don't think that because you're not in the limelight that you don't matter. I've been saying this to people lately. Everyone has a role to play in this world. It might be one that the whole world will see. It might be one that is in the background, but your role is extremely important. And the most important thing is finding purpose. That has what has guided me through, that has kept me, that has sustained me. That's why I wake up every morning, and regardless of what I'm going through, I shake it off and come out and say, today is another day to make it beautiful, to make it right. So as long as you have breath in you, because we're not better than those that have passed away, We've gone through so much in this world as a global pandemic has hit us, but those of us that are still here, there's a reason why we're still here. Do not go to the grave with your hands full. Leave this world empty. Do all that is in your heart to do. Put it out there. What will work will not your business. Let God handle that. But just find your purpose and put all your heart desires, put everything you want to do, put it out there into the world, and you'll be amazed at what will happen. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. It's 2021. Your birthday is in about a month away. No, mine is second, yours is 24th. What are we expecting from Stella this year? The ones you know. There are some we don't even know yet, I know. The ones you know.
I'm going to do my 1-year anniversary for the magazine in April, my birthday. So I'm glad about that. My book is coming as well before the year runs out. I'm so excited. Yeah. I've registered my foundation, so the Masters Arts Foundation that I've had in Nigeria. I've registered it here now, so I'm going to be able to do things.
Oh, great!
To different continents. That is coming as well. Where I'm producing my own content. It's coming soon. I can't say much about it right now, but I'm excited. There's so much.
Oh, wow!
My school, my academy, my acting academy is starting in Texas very soon, and
yes! Go girl!
I'm just, it's a lot, but God is able.
This is what they meant when they said "girl on fire."
I don't have a choice.
From all cylinders, Stella damascus, it's been a real honor and a privilege to share this time with you. I know how busy you are, so it took me a long time to actually say, Stella, can we have this conversation? And she was like, anything for you, Narcissus. And I asked myself, why did it take me this long to ask? Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I mean, like, there are few friends like you that you know from ages back, and anytime you say hello, they always go like, hey, how are you doing? But some people, you know, it's not always that case, and I appreciate you for that. Thank you so much.
You knew me when I was in school, and my skinny self looking for.
You know, right?
Please, can you show me how to?
Oh, goodness me. and to your girls, your amazing girls, tell them, send my love to them. Each time I see them, by the way, your video you put up this morning of you and Isabella singing, I'm like, okay, this singing thing, a family thing, no, because I can't forget Synergy, your musical group with Jai back then. And you guys created great music, and that's something you're not doing enough of, Stella. Really,
I know.
You aren't doing enough music. I tell people that Stella sings better than she acts. They're like, nah, lie. I say it's true.
They don't know.
You know, you need to put out more time and do more music. And you know, I know you make music that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't. You said we should be on a journey to die empty. So girl, put that one out.
I'm working on it.
It's my turn to get at you.
Yes.
Put it out, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Stella. I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And warm regards to everybody. Guys, thank you all. You have been so amazing. I'm going to share this video. Feel free to post. If you have a question for Stella, post it there on the video. She will respond to it. Trust me, I know her. She will, okay? Post it there. Tag your brother, auntie, uncle, sister, and everybody you can. Congratulations, Hope Obonna. Congratulations, Nelson Joshua. You're getting your books. Just inbox me. Send me your full name, your phone number, and where you are at, and then we'll find out how to get your book across to you. When you get the book, put a post so we know that people know we don't promise and fail. Stella, thank you so much. Love you, girlfriend. Before you go, when you come Niger? When you come Niger?
In less than 2 months, by God's grace.
Oh, hey! Great. We need to hook up.
I will tell you.
We go hook up. We go hook up. We got to hook up. Take care, yeah. Good. Absolutely. Just let me know. We'll chat. Okay then. Okay, people, thank you all. I really appreciate you. That was a fabulous conversation with Stella damascus there. I always find it difficult to stop with Stella damascus. I'm used to calling her Stella damascus and Poduri. But thank you guys for joining us. Let's do this again, same time here on the Queen Rita Show Live. Feel free to follow, please, and share the video. Share the video. If you heard anything that you loved, please feel free to also share with others. Noye Okoye, congratulations. Love you too, Shivon. Thanks everyone for being a part of our broadcast today. Next edition, next week. Who are we hosting next? Hot. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you so much. And thank you to Timi Dakolo for a great song for the show today. Bye, guys. Amen. 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 Oh. Amen. 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 Thank you, Nelson Joshua. Thank you to Diplomatic Roles. Thank you, Noya Okoro. Thank you, Nelson Joshua. Thank you, Stella. Okay. You asked a question, Official Christiana. Oh, please, Official Christiana, post that question online. Post it online. Post it. I'll share this video now. Post it, please. Post the question. And, oh my God. Diplomatic Rose is ending now. I'm sorry, but we will take the conversation further. Thank you so much. Feel free to do that. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.